Hey everyone, so today I wanted to share what I eat in a day because I have been vegan for about 10 years now and I was vegetarian before that, but honestly I've struggled trying to get my protein in. I'm from an Indian background, so my protein is usually lentils and beans and pulses, but when you're trying to get some muscle, you need a bit more than what I was getting from that. And so I am right now trying to get about 130 grams of protein in my diet every single day. But you know what that means? That means you have to really think about what you're eating and how much protein is in every single meal. So I wanted to show you guys what I'm having at the moment. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. I've tried to make them really simple because who's got time to make things too complicated? No one. But also trying to keep them balanced and healthy and nourishing. And one thing I will tell you I have realized from increasing my protein recently, protein is incredible for keeping you full and making you feel like you've eaten enough. Now, I used to have a heavily carbohydrate-based diet and I would just always want to eat. I would be hungry after my breakfast, after my lunch, after my dinner. I'd want to eat cereal before bed. I'd want snacks in between. But when I've been consciously eating and making sure that my meals are planned and are filled with goodness, I am honestly not feeling those same hunger pangs. So let's do this. I'm gonna start my breakfast and just go through my day with you.
You can finally pre-order my book Joyful using the link in the description. I am so excited to share it with you all. It has everything from delicious plant-based recipes to education on how spices can heal your body, meditation tips, basically everything you need to make your life a little bit more joyful. So please go ahead and pre-order now, and I cannot wait for you to have it.
I'm so grateful for another day.
Today's video is sponsored by AG1. I've been drinking AG1 as part of my morning routine for a couple of years now, and I really appreciate how it's such an easy way to get all the vitamins and minerals that I need to really support my immunity. I've noticed that when I stop taking my supplements, I feel way more tired and overall I just do not feel my best. But when I'm consistent in taking my AG1, I have way more energy during the day. It is packed with so much goodness and has really high quality ingredients. There's pre and probiotics for your gut health, your daily dose of vitamin C, and there's also adaptogenic herbs for mood and stress. With the holidays around the corner, I am going to be so busy spending time with my family and attending holiday gatherings and eating lots and lots of food, which can definitely get me out of my routine. AG1 makes these cute little packets that you can take when you're traveling around too. All you have to do is pour the little packet into some water or mix it into your daily smoothie, which means I won't miss out on taking my supplements while I'm having too much fun. If you want to check them out, go to drinkag1.com/Radhi. And with your first purchase, you will receive a 1-year supply of their vitamin D3 and K2 and 5 travel packs. So for my breakfast, I usually eat my breakfast after my workout in the morning. I used to actually intermittent fast till 11 a.m. but now I've started having a bigger breakfast and a bigger lunch and a much smaller dinner. So for breakfast, I just love bread so much, and there is never a point in my life where I want to cut it out, and I will not. And you don't have to have a healthy, balanced diet. So I have sourdough bread every morning, so I start off with my protein shake. Okay, so let me show you what protein I have. So I've already had my protein shake, but this is what I put in it. I have Sun Warrior Collagen Building Protein Peptides. This, in 2 scoops, you get 30 grams of protein, which is amazing. So I make it with almond milk, and I like to add in frozen strawberries because strawberry and vanilla is so yummy. So I throw in about 5 or 6 strawberries, 2 scoops of my Sun Warrior protein, and about a cup and a half of almond milk. I like putting into a bowl because I like eating everything with a spoon so it feels like a meal, and I'll nibble on that, and then I get to the best part of my day, which is my toast. I always get sourdough toast. So when you are getting bread, the best way to think about it is, like, there are so many different types of bread you can get and they all have lots of additives in them. But sourdough bread is incredible because it's actually way easier to digest. So I get myself a really big loaf of sourdough bread at the beginning of the week and I just make my way through it. And this may sound very specific, but I've noticed you have to be specific when you're trying to get things right. And so I usually do a 35-gram slice of my sourdough bread. So let's cut into it. Ooh. So good. I know. I'm not good at cutting bread. So I've got my toast. I like it quite well done. And then I usually put like about 2 tablespoons of hummus. I mean, you can load toast with so many different things, but hummus is my all-time favorite. I could eat hummus all day, every day. It's a really good snack option too. So good, my mouth's literally drooling. And then I love tomatoes on my hummus toast. It's so good. So I usually put on some multicolored tomatoes. And then these bad boys, oh my gosh. Nothing in life is complete without a pepperoncino. I think that's how you say it. Pepperoncini. They're so good. They give like a really good tangy flavor, and I just chop them up. They're not too spicy either, which is really nice. So chuck them on top. If I really want to, sometimes I'll even put on half an avocado on there because you got to load on those healthy fats. But I'll sometimes save my avocado for like a snack during the day. And then lastly, I love arugula, and I just top the arugula like this. So I sprinkle like a tablespoon of hemp hearts on top. And that's literally it. Ooh. Yum. Yum. I don't get bored of this. Every single day I eat the same thing, and I look forward to it every single day. It's so good. And so easy. And so beautiful. Let's take a bite. I put a little bit of balsamic glaze on it sometimes, just to give it a little bit of zhuzh. I savor every single bite. I'm gonna go eat this. I'll be back for lunch. It's lunchtime, thank goodness, I'm so hungry. I have a few lunches that I switch between, so I'll probably do many what I eat in a days, but today I was feeling like this one. It's an edamame creamy spaghetti, or I think it's a fettuccine, and then I do mushrooms and broccoli that I saute. But it's high protein because in the creamy sauce, what makes it creamy is the silken tofu. Don't knock it till you try it. It's actually really great. You can't even taste the tofu in it. Super fast as well. It really doesn't take long. Everything will be done by the time your pasta is boiled, so that's pretty good. So I'm using shiitake mushrooms. I love the flavor and the texture of shiitake mushrooms, so I literally just take out this part. I don't know whether you're supposed to, but I always do. I always take this part out because, I don't know, I just feel like that's where all the dirt lies. Maybe I made that up, but I do anyway. So take out the middle bits. And by the way, if you want to make this a little bit easier and faster, you can always do all of this stuff as meal prep beforehand. So you can have your mushrooms chopped and ready prepared for you if you want. But I like doing everything fresh if possible. Honestly, I just roughly chop these, so you don't need to be too precious about it. Just chop them up. And actually what I'm making right now will serve you for 2 days, so that's helpful. So with the mushrooms, I'm gonna add in spinach as a second veggie right at the end. But let's saute this and then we're gonna make our sauce. So I'm using double the amount of pasta because it's a 2-serving dish. My camera died, so I'm gonna just film it like this. But while the pasta is cooking, so I just put the edamame spaghetti or tagliatelle in. So you can either saute the veggies or you can put them into the air fryer. I kind of switch between both depending on how I'm feeling. I do a spray of avocado oil, tucking in the shrooms. And honestly, I just do, oh my God, my hair. Nearly caught a fire. And I just do really simple seasoning. So I'm doing asafoetida, and then just gonna pop in some herbs later on at the end. Whoops. And because I'm using healthy fats in so many other places in my cooking, sometimes when I'm cooking, I'll just use a tiny bit of oil, but I'll add in water instead, just because I'd rather have fats in my food rather than when I'm just cooking like this and it's unnecessary. The other good thing about using these edamame spaghetti is not just because it's high protein, but they get done so fast. I think they've been literally in there for about 5 minutes and they're already cooked. So, okay, so I got the silken tofu. Don't do this at home. I put in the whole box into this. Yeah, I think there's about like 20 grams of protein in one box of this. Not bad. So chuck the whole silken tofu in. Then I have white miso, tablespoon of that. Then I put a good like 1/4 cup probably of nutritional yeast for the flavor flav. A little bit of asafoetida. Okay. Maybe like 1/2 teaspoon of salt because you've already got the miso in there, which makes it quite salty. Put this on.
know what I forgot to put in? A little bit of mustard. I'd say like like a good teaspoon. No, half a tablespoon of mustard in there. Gives a really nice flavor. Look at how rich and creamy this is. It's really nice. It's so thick. It's got a really good texture. Throw in the pasta. So I'm going to let it thicken up a little bit, and then I'm just going to chuck in little bits of the spinach. You can literally cook it for like less than 5 minutes. You don't even need to, but it's nice because it thickens up the sauce a little bit. Ooh. Look how creamy and rich it looks. Oh, so good. And the mushrooms look perfectly cooked too. Okay, also don't forget to say prayer of gratitude before you eat every single meal. And then take a little bite. It's so good, and the portions feel so big as well. This isn't even all of it, but it's really yummy. I'm gonna go eat lunch. I'll see you at dinner. Time for dinner. So for dinner, we're gonna make these plant crumble tacos. I use this thing called Plant Boss. You can get these on Amazon unlabeled, like from different brands. But essentially it's textured pea protein. And what you do is put these little, so they look like this, look. Probably, yeah, actually nice. But what you do is you grab a bowl, and then you just have to rehydrate it, so you just add water to it. While that is rehydrating, we're gonna chop up our veggies, because what is a meal without veggies? Actually, a meal without veggies is like mac and cheese, and it's really good. So for my veggies, I'm using pepper here. There's something I really enjoy doing. I'm gonna teach you how. Throw it. Oh, missed. Throw it. Hey. So we're gonna use bell peppers. I'm using a red one. You can use a green one. The red actually has way more flavor than the green one, I feel. I mean, you can decide on what seasoning you want to do. I'm gonna make it Mexican-y. So I'm gonna do a bit of avocado on top, do a bit of sour cream on top. But these plant crumbles, just so you know, have a total of, oh, I cut that bit off, didn't I? It has 15 times 3. 45 grams of protein, and I'd say it's probably 2 servings per each thing. So 25-ish grams of protein per serving. Check out my chopping action. So I usually, if I am eating a meal in the evening, sometimes I alternate between having a protein shake and having a meal. But if I am having a meal like this, I try and eat it really early. So recommended you eat at least 3 hours before bed. But I found it so amazing waking up with energy and my body and my gut feeling so much better by eating basically my main meal in the afternoon. And then if I am having this, then I'll have it by like 5 p.m. So you can put other vegetables in this if you want to. I'm doing cabbage and peppers. Sometimes I'll put mushrooms in there too, but I had mushrooms in the afternoon, so. Now we have to cook it. Hello, Kelsey. Hello, Lisbeth. So I've drained the plant crumbles, and I'm just gonna crumble them in here. Ooh. So you can get flavored ones of these or plain ones. So if they're plain, you can add in some taco seasoning. Then if they're flavored, then you're fine. Well, let me show you. Please don't fall in. Ooh, so fast and easy as well, these are. I like mine a bit saucy, so I may put in like 2 tablespoons of some salsa in here. And then we are literally good to go. There you go. Ooh.
So this is it after adding a couple of tablespoons of salsa, and it is ready to go. Let's assemble. Honestly, this camera's really good for food. For the tortilla wraps, I'm using these almond flour wraps. You're gonna use 2 tortillas per person. Oh, and they've actually got 6 grams of protein. Pretty great. Oh my gosh, I know people who actually asked me if they're meant to cook these. When they came over, they watched me make these tacos. They were like, wow, I didn't know you had to heat up these tortilla wraps. I've been eating them raw for the past 3 years. Can you imagine eating tortilla wraps raw? No, never, never. Ensemble. Okay, so we have our wrappes. Oh, sometimes I like shredded lettuce in this as well. That tastes really good. This. There's enough filling for like 4 wraps if you want, but I tend to not need more than 2. I'm gonna put on some avocado. I would put cilantro on, but I actually have run out. So I love sour cream, but it's just not something I want to have regularly. I actually use Greek yogurt instead, like a vegan Greek yogurt. I've used Kite Hill. Dollop of the sour cream or yogurt, and if you want a dollop of the salsa as well. That's literally it. Try and show you. There you go. Yum! This makes it look really nice. So that's dinner done. Let's have a little bite, shall we? Oh good. I love this meal. So that's dinner done. Oh, by the way, you can add some hot sauce to that too. I like things spicy as well. If I want something sweet afterwards, either I've started doing this thing where you warm up your protein shake as a hot chocolate. That tastes really good. Or I have like either a dark piece of dark chocolate, or I found these things called Good Pops, where they have these little ice creams that are only like 120 calories or something, but they taste really good. They're a good cheeky little treat. Another thing I've been doing during the day is if you really want something sweet, you can put yogurt and put a bit of your protein powder in it, because the protein powders tend to be sweet, and you can have it as like a little mousse. Honestly, I don't tend to get that hungry during meals. It's more of a craving of having something sweet or having a little chip or something like that than it is actual hunger. And especially once I've had my lunch, I don't tend to get that hungry at all. I'm eating in the evening because I know I need to have the nutrients versus being hungry. I hope this was useful, and I hope that this video was a good indication and a good way to see that you can get a good amount of protein in your day if you really just think about the meals that you're having. It's really simple. And one way that I've found makes it way easier is tracking. I just use MyFitnessPal, but there's also so many other apps out there. But you can just write down everything you're eating, and it will be such a good way for you to know what has protein in it, what has high fats in it, what's high carbohydrates. And once you've done it for a couple of weeks, you don't need to do it anymore because you've got into the routine. But it's so insightful to know the foods that you're eating and what they're made up of and their composition. Thanks guys for watching. Let me know if this helps and if you try out the recipes, and give me some of your favorite high protein meals that you have in the comments below. Thanks so much.